I have finally adapted to the new
Yeah, he was counting it down.
All right, hello everyone. Welcome to the Thursday, if it were Wednesday edition of the Disney
I thought it was
Banquet.
Thursday this morning when I woke up too, so
It
a little
still feels like
disappointing for all of us.
it's good. I got a lot to do over the next couple of days. I'm glad it's not Thursday, but sure feels like it. Anyway, I'm Doobie Mosley, co-founder of Laughing Place. Thank you, Roosevelt's, for this shirt. That is Kyle Burbank, our executive editorial director. You got to thank anybody?
uh, Thank you to Glee for this sweatshirt. Although we paid for it, we ordered it, but
That's a Glee sweatshirt? I'm like, Kyle still
we
has a high
made
school
Glee
sweatshirt.
sweatshirts. So the extras, we decided that we wanted crew jackets too. Some of the crew have them. Actually, I have photos of Eric Stoltz wearing this same hoodie that we gifted to him.
Aw.
But yeah, so we were careful to use like things that allude to Glee without infringing on copyright. It still got flagged, but then we were able to talk the print company into doing it. So
And these are personal. You didn't wear these on the show.
no.
Okay. So that's Kyle, star of Glee, and we're going to talk about what's going on in the world of Disney. But first, some hellos. Hello, Fred Ramirez. How you doing? No cheating today. Hello, Gio. How you doing? Nikki B, still stuck on Wendy. I swear I've never heard that song before in my life. And JPP is here. Let's get started with the stock market. And Disney yesterday was at 85.02. The market has been volatile, to say the least. So let's do a quick refresh and see where we are today. 82.45, which is down from yesterday, but up on the day. I think when we did this yesterday, the market was rebounding and then it tanked again. And so we're back in the rebound territory. And I suspect by the end of today, no one has any clue what it's going to be.
There you go. Correct answer.
How about that? All right, what's next? Ethan.
Hello there and welcome to another edition of the LP Disney Weather Report. You leave in the morning with everything you own in a little black case. Alone on a platform, the wind and the rain on a sad and lonely face. Mother will never understand why you had to leave, but the answers you seek will never be found at home. The love that you need will never be found at home. Run away, turn away, run away, turn away, run away. Run away, turn away, run away, turn away, run away, ooh. Let's get to the weather. Anaheim will crack 80 today with sunny skies. Once again, Walt Disney World will actually be cooler than Disneyland as Orlando will hit 77 today with just a few clouds. After some rains and storms earlier this morning, Castaway Cay will warm back up to 77 by the mid-afternoon. Unfortunately, the storms clearing from Castaway are impacting Lookout Cay at Lighthouse Point, with the heaviest thunderstorms coming in the afternoon. These conditions will also lower the temperature from 79 now to 75 later. Disneyland Paris is sunny and clear again tonight and will see an evening low of 54. Tokyo will be overcast tomorrow and reach 67, although some showers are possible in the early afternoon. Shanghai will start the day in the 60s, warm to 76 around lunch, and then works its way back down to a low of 59 in the late evening. Lastly, Hong Kong will mostly be cloudy tomorrow and will top out at 75 degrees. And that will do it for another Disney weather update. Have a great day and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.
We have breaking news. And that is that the Disney Cruise Line, specifically the Disney Fantasy, has finally given some more details about what it will be doing in its upcoming dry dock and then re-debuting this fall. And to no one's surprise, they are turning it into everything they did on the Dream recently. So they're adding poolside tacos and bowls at Ramon's Cantina. This is the upper level place where they have burgers and fries and ice cream and all that stuff. And right now in that section, they have nothing that anybody wants. It's easily the least popular section up there. Salads and stuff like that. So I think what they did on the Dream is they combined that with the burger section, and then they turned this into taco bowls.
You don't make friends with salad. You don't make friends with salad.
And the taco bowls are extremely popular. So yay for that.
And those are included?
Those are included. Those are definitely included. Everything else they've mentioned here is in the aim of mo money, which is to my disappointment. Not that I mind spending money, but there was a time when the Disney cruise was a luxury product, and then once you were on, they weren't nickel and dime. But this is all about getting more money from you. But if you care about such things, the Sensa Spa will be larger. So everything you do there, that that is in these larger spaces cost additional money. They are doing a brand new funnel suite. So that started on the Wish, on the Treasure. Now the Dream has one, and the Fantasy will have one. So this will be a single suite up in the funnel, which is really cool. I got to visit one of those on the Wish, and it is really cool. But obviously, just for that one family. To make way for that funnel suite, they have to move Edge, which is currently in the funnel, down to deck 5. And what that ends up doing is actually combining that space separately. They don't combine the ages, but they cut the space.
They combine it separately.
I mean, they do. They cut the space that's currently for Vibe in half. So half stays for Vibe, half stays for Edge. And as my son, who has been both Edge and Vibe ages, and experienced both the old Edge and then the new situation where it's combined on the Dream, and then back on the Fantasy just now where it's not combined, he much prefers it not combined. So I can at least say secondhand, he is not a fan of this. But anyway, you got to make way for the funnel suite. The only way to do that is to get the people in the funnel out of there by moving them down to deck 5.
Eviction.
And, lastly, the Concierge Lounge. They said an ethereal concierge lounge inspired by Hercules. I believe this is either an additional or an enlarging of the existing concierge lounge. So this is what they are doing to the Fantasy. It basically mirrors what they've done on the Dream in its last dry dock. So it was kind of expected. And that is what's happening to the Fantasy.
I will be right back. I have to see what my dog is doing. But
all right,
tell us about Star Wars.
We'll be right back. I'm going to go on ahead to Star Wars. I'm usually the one that disappears like this. I'm not used to having to do this. All right, so we just got a question. Hey, how was Star Wars Night? And what could they do better? Well, let me tell you. Our next story is Star Wars Night. So let me scroll all the way to the bottom here. We had a fantastic live blog. Kyle, correct me if I'm wrong, but this live blog was contributed to not only by our Star Wars Mike Celestino, but also by Eric Goldman, right?
Probably.
All right. So both of them were at Star Wars Night last night doing some tweeting. So we have this cool live blog that takes you through the entire night. This really is a great chronicling of the event. Someday I will have a feature that says we're done, and then it shows it in reverse order. But for now, you have to go all the way to the bottom and then scroll up to go through the night. So some of the highlights we have here. First of all, I want to tell you, this was the first Star Wars Night yesterday. There are several more coming up. Tickets available for all of them, April 10th. 22nd, 24th, 29th, May 1st, 4th, and 6th. So if this looks good to you, go buy your tickets for Star Wars Night. They are in the $130 range. It varies depending on the day. So lots of new merchandise. You can see this is the queue for the merchandise early in the event. Everyone goes to buy stuff. Let's see. We have the event map, so you can know everything that there is to do there. There's a Jabba photo op right there, which is just really cool. Rebecca just calls that taking a picture with her husband. Mike made every effort to see Shadows of Memory during Star Wars Night, and unfortunately, both showings of this projection show had issues, and he was not able to get to see it, which is kind of disappointing. You go to Star Wars Night, you want to see the main show, and so that probably was the biggest disappointment. And I think,
although someone was tweeting us and they had live streamed it, but it was, I guess, an unscheduled show at like 11 p.m. happened, but the two scheduled shows didn't.
Okay, well that makes sense.
I don't. Yeah, that's what it seemed to. I didn't look too much into it, so I don't know if it actually happened or not. But the point is, when Mike went, both of his experiences were canceled. So it still sucks, even if it did sort of happen at some point.
I blame Disney. You do everything you can to get the show on, but it's not like, oh, we are sorry to announce that the show in an hour has been canceled. People were there, people were waiting. It went past showtime, and then it was canceled. So that happens with entertainment. It's kind of unavoidable sometimes, but it still is a disappointment. There was the Gathering of the Resistance show, which we have a full video of on our website, on our YouTube channel. If you want to go check that out. One of the cool things that Mike experienced, see if I can get to it here, is so they had a live band performing on Tom Sawyer Island, and as he put it, they did a pretty sweet cover of the Imperial. So you can see that whole song on our Twitter, also on our YouTube channel. Would you consider that sweet?
It's like Trans-Siberian Orchestra, but for Star Wars.
It is exactly like that. Yeah, I'm glad you said that. It is exactly like that. Queen Amidala apparently made an appearance unannounced, which is kind of cool. I think the highlight...
Was it her, or was it actually her handmaiden?
Yeah, especially with Handmaid's Tale coming back. So I think the highlight for Mike has long said he wanted to see what porg tasted like, that little cute little furry creature in the Star Wars universe. Well, they finally have a porg belly sandwich. Mike finally got to eat his porg. So, except it comes with bread.
Tastes
so
like chicken.
And then, just the rest of the night, he had some food, the cute Princess Leia Sunday. So Mike and Eric did a great job covering the entire event. You can go check it out. Tons of tweets, tons of YouTube already up. I'm sure articles are coming. Again, you can buy your tickets for the remaining Star Wars nights and go check out our videos of the lightsaber instruction at Tomorrowland Terrace is another thing they had. Yeah, 4 videos up so far. I don't know if there's more coming, but anything Star Wars night, day one, Mike was there, Eric was there. We've got it covered. Check it out.
LP lotion. Well, from porg to steak, we got news this morning that bourbon steak from chef Michael Mina is coming to the Walt Disney World Swan and Dolphin later this year. This is the 10th bourbon steak location. So if you think you've heard of this before, you probably have. I remember there's definitely one in Glendale at the Americana where I used to live, near the Americana where I used to live. And this would be replacing Shula's Steakhouse. Are you familiar, Doobie?
Oh, Shula Steakhouse? Who's not familiar with Shula Steakhouse? In fact, the fact that this is replacing this is huge news, actually. Shula Steakhouse, which I've never been to because I don't eat steak, but it's been
but your son does, so I thought maybe he'd been there.
It's been a mainstay in the Dolphin Hotel forever. Passed by it a million times. Don Shula, of course, the Hall of Fame former head coach of the Miami Dolphins, and he's had this steakhouse here forever. And the fact that that's actually being replaced is kind of big news.
Yeah. So that location reservations will be available until June 14th, and then Bourbon Steak is expected to open midsummer. So pretty quick turnaround there.
Wow. I have memories of like reading the unofficial guide back in the day, and Shula Steakhouse always has some prominence in there for whatever reason. So I saw the headline. I didn't see that it was replacing Shula's. So to this longtime Disney World fan, that is news.
Well, over on the other coast, we got an update on the 2026 Disneyland Half Marathon weekend. They gave us a look at some of the themes for the different races. So for the 5K, you got Joy taking front. I mean, it's still called the Disneyland 5K, but Joy is the feature. Sorcerer Mickey is featured on the 10K. Half Marathon it's a small world, which seems kind of ironic. You have to run 13 miles. It's not that small of a world. And then they have the classic Dumbo Double Dare Challenge. But the other thing I want to talk about on here is, the kid races with Stitch. Miss Piggy Yoga. You can add this on. This is not part of any race, but yeah, you can add that as a special event. So the weekend is January 29th through February 1st, 2026. And if you're a Club Run Disney member, you'll have early access, but the general on sale date is April 29th. And then it's still me, because we went from Florida to California. Now we're going across the pond. We're going to talk about Universal Destinations and Experiences officially moving ahead with a theme park in the United Kingdom. Back in 2023, they purchased some land in Bedford, England, and now they've announced that those plans have been approved. They're moving forward. They're going to start construction next year, and you can visit this brand new theme park in 2031.
This looks like a real theme park. This isn't like some little puny thing. This is a full-on theme park.
And to that point, when it opens, it is expected to be the largest employer in the region.
That's crazy.
I don't know how they're defining region. But.
The segment that includes this theme park. Universal is not sitting back. Who owns Universal these days?
Comcast.
I mean, the theme parks are still fully under Comcast. They haven't,
as far as I know,
somewhere else. They are putting some money. They must think it's worth it. All right. Sports Emmys have been announced. And as you might guess, Disney has a ton of representation. This is the 46th annual Sports Emmys. They'll be on May 20th. And I'm not even going to try to give all the Disney nominations, but it goes on and on and on and on. But I will give a special shout out to Scott Van Pelt, who has been nominated for Outstanding Personality Studio Host, and two guys I love to watch talk football, Ryan Clark and Dan Orlovsky, both nominated for Studio Analysts. They are both on, I believe they're both on NFL Live, and I know they're both on Get Up every morning. So I'm sure if one of them wins, that will be some fun bragging rights on those shows. So,
do you think the vice president of ESPN ever gets confused with Scott Van Pelt? It's like, no, I'm the VP of ESPN, not the SVP.
Sure, it happens every day. This next story, Kyle, what the heck?
So we sometimes do. So they added this on National Caramel Day, but this is something that got added to Karamell-Küche. Is that how you say it? At Germany Pavilion in Epcot, where they have the Werther's caramel. And on this map, it's a map of Germany, and it has the different locations and stuff like that. So it shows where Werther Germany is, but then as they say, it allows cast members to show guests where they're from in Germany, because we don't know anything about European geography. So I thought that was kind of fun.
Nice.
And it fits the vibe of the store.
Yeah, who spotted this?
So they did a post. Imagineering actually did a post about this. That's how I knew it was there, and our own Jeremiah went to go get a photo of it.
Worth getting. It's been a popular story for us this morning. So yeah, good job, LP team. Let's see, Mary Blair, who's been known to draw a thing or two as well. She is getting a presentation, a showcase at the Walt Disney Family Museum. So Mary Blair Mid-Century Magic will make its debut at the Walt Disney Family Museum up here in Northern California, May 22nd, running through September 7th. It is included with museum admission, but they would appreciate a $5 donation to support exhibits like this. It is set to be a reimagined version of a fan favorite from 2014, Magic Color Flare, The World of Mary Blair. It presents a fresh look at Blair's inspirational career with an expanded selection of works that highlight her later collaborations with Walt on iconic theme park and resort installations, including attractions, facades, and murals. And there is the late Mary Blair with the late Walt Disney. Just one more reason to go to the great Walt Disney Family Museum out at the Presidio in San Francisco.
Well, from San Francisco to Under the Sea, a new documentary.
Wow. I don't think that's how we talk about shipwrecks. Under the Sea.
I didn't sing the song. You sang the song. A new documentary, a 90-minute documentary, Titanic, The Digital Resurrection, is coming to National Geographic. As that name implies, this used cutting-edge underwater scanning technology, including 715,000 digitally captured images to recreate the ship. Every rivet was captured. And so, the special is going to air on April 11th on National Geographic. It'll be streaming the next day on Disney Plus and Hulu. And of course, that is just before the anniversary of the Titanic sinking. That was April 15th, 1912.
Tragedy. All right. Is it? Yeah, I always feel like it's a tragedy up until the point where everyone who died would have been dead now anyway. And then it's just, it happened.
Yeah, it's one of those things that's only sad when you go to one of the museums. Otherwise, hey, remember Jack and Rose? Jack totally would have survived.
Never mind. All right, so Captain America: Brave New World. Did you like this movie, Kyle?
It was fine. I had a fun time at the movies. I would not say it's a great movie.
All right. Well, if you want to see it again, you can see it on digital platforms starting April 15th, or you can purchase the physical media on May 13th. If you buy the Blu-ray, it includes some deleted scenes, the requisite gag reel. I wonder if we'll hear cut the check in there somewhere. Audio commentary with the director and director of photography. Question for you, Mr. Movie: is director of photography a new way of saying cinematographer?
They're interchanged. That's the official director of photography.
And there are also some featurettes, and you can also get an exclusive Walmart version. That's a pop-up Blu-ray. Fred Ramirez is physical media all the way, because you can't hug a file.
It's true.
More Marvel
over in Hong Kong. They've announced some details for their Marvel season of superheroes returning this year. And it'll see the Scarlet Witch arrive in Hong Kong, and they'll be updating their drone spectacular. This is Join the Mission Scarlet Skies, which sounds pretty cool. And then, so they'll have all sorts of Marvel superheroes, including some specialty food. You'll see there's some goodies there, and then a Captain America cheesesteak burger, which just combining two of my favorite foods. So I guess I'll need to fly to Hong Kong to do that. Can't go to Carl's Jr. Plenty of merchandise, and that will run from April 16th through June 1st, and that's at the Hollywood Hotel right there. And now we're going around LP.
Benjamin Breitbart got to go to the Epic Universe Media Preview last week, and he has come back after giving us tons of pictures and videos and doing a stream with us on Monday. He's finally had a moment to write up his own little review of it, keeping in mind it is not opened officially, so this is not an official review. This is just his, as he put it, my initial thoughts and reactions following my first visit. So this is, again, by Benji Breitbart. I'm going to treat this like a review, but it's not. He says there's plenty of great here, but also some less than stellar aspects. And his conclusion was, overall, Universal Epic Universe is the next evolution in theme park design. By no means is it a Disney killer, but it may push Disney to step up their development and scope, which will be a win for everyone. So Epic Universe officially opens May 22nd, 2025. Annual pass holder preview tickets are now on sale. You're going to get so much more coming out of this park over the next few weeks before its official opening. So yeah, go check that out and get one huge Disney fan and theme park, I think expert's a fair word to say, opinion of Epic Universe.
This is the Isle of Bobby Burke they were going to there.
Yes.
And the rest.
All right. If you are a Disney Cruise Line fan, and I am, they are making sure you have some stuff to listen to. They have updated their Spotify playlist to get cruisers excited for the Disney Destiny, which set sail on November 20th. So this playlist is a collection of songs that speak to the exciting venues on board and the ship's unique heroes and villains theme. And best of all, it includes, it's 84 songs, the best of which is, of course, the Cruise Line 25th anniversary theme, which is in here. So go check that out. Why are you shaking your head?
That song's not good. It's not as bad as that DLP one. The one that I think was written by AI. But actually, Gio has a question. If you want to, we can answer that real fast.
If we need to make epic plans to go, is there anyone we can talk to? Yeah, you also can talk to them about the Disney cruise that we talked about earlier. Go ahead, Kyle.
Yeah, you want to visit our friends at mousefantravel.com/laughingplace. It doesn't cost you anything. They'll take care of all the plans. They'll check out all the options, let you know what deals apply to you, what options you have. And it, again, doesn't cost you anything. So thank you. And you'll support us by going to mousefantravel.com/laughingplace.
That's right. And we have another question that Mousefan Travel would be an expert in. What is Doobie's take on this morning's Disney fantasy news? The biggest take is no surprise. I think this is exactly what we expected because it's exactly what they did to the Disney Dream. Still disappointed. I love the addition of the Cantina because that is a great addition to all the ships. Very popular. Easily had the longest line on the Dream. But every other change is for spending more money. The concierge, just for the people who vote concierge. The funnel suite, obviously, is for exactly one family a day. It's not so much that they have the funnel suite, it's that to create it, they had to kick out Edge and combine their space with Vibe, which shrinks the space for Vibe. My son, who has done both the full Vibe and the half Vibe, much prefers the full Vibe. So that is said from experience. And then, of course, expanding the spa, which also is additional charge. So as I said earlier, there was a time when you paid a lot of money to get on a Disney cruise and then you kind of skated through without spending a ton more. Now it's you spend a lot of money and then they do everything they can to get you to spend a lot more, and which is okay in of itself, but then that therefore takes away from the people who just spent a lot of money without a lot more. And I just don't think that's a good direction for the Disney Cruise Line, but time will tell.
Yeah, you need a way for Gideon to cash in his allowance to go. I'd like the full Vibe experience, please.
I mean, it makes a difference. It's literally half the Vibe, and and the outdoor section, which honestly isn't used that much anyway, to be fair. But you know, they still don't want to combine the groups, so sometimes it's available for the Vibe, and sometimes it's available for the Edge. Anyway, all right. Aladdin was going to be having a really cool D23 event. It was announced a little over a week ago. A lunchtime conversation with the Disney cast members of Aladdin on Broadway offered to D23 Gold members a chance to hear from a special panel of Broadway cast members. Unfortunately, due to unforeseen circumstances, it has been canceled. And if you bought your ticket, it will be automatically refunded eventually.
Bad. Well, something that's not canceled yet is FX has a new comedy show coming out now called Adults. We'll get to it. Previously known as Snowflakes, it's now been retitled as Adults. 2-episode premiere will happen on Wednesday, May 28th. And then they're dropping all 8 episodes from the first season which might be the only season. Next day on Hulu and FX On Demand. They're going to burn these off 2 at a time. I don't think that's a good sign. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they're just experimenting with, maybe I'm old-fashioned, and this is just what they think is best for their audience. But I think it's weird that they're burning them off 2 at a time.
I don't think this is an accurate picture of what it is to be an adult. I believe these are children over 18 years old.
They're
nothing,
snowflakes.
nothing adult about this lifestyle. Why is Kyle so down on this show?
I'm not down on it. I just say I'm just interpreting the information that was given to me and sharing my opinion on it. It has nothing to do with the show. I'm telling you what I think Disney thinks of the show.
I forgot to mention it around LP. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I saw it after the fact.
Make sure you go check out our YouTube. We did do 2 live streams yesterday other than this show. We did Disney Trivia Live, which I thought was kind of fun. We did Disney Geography and things.
Except for when you completely screwed me over on one question.
Which one would that be?
Vanessa Williams.
Yeah, that was a bad question. My mistake. And Barely Necessities did a really fun episode yesterday as well.
Supersized.
So,
perhaps the longest barely ever.
Okay, I had to cut off about 10 to 5. How long did it go?
Not too much over 5, but that's long by their standards.
Yeah, a lot of fun merchandise yesterday. So go check out Barely Necessities and Disney Trivia Live yesterday if you missed them. And now we may continue. All right, Kyle. I'm going to do the second one first, and then we'll come back to the one you put on there.
Okay.
So first we have this.
It takes some explanation. So
first we have this Instagram. I told you last week that when I went to see Bakso, the tiger, at Animal Kingdom, it was the biggest awe I ever heard. This may surpass it. This is when they took the cast of Kilimanjaro Safari to go see the baby giraffe for the first time.
No. It looks like there's a baby giraffe up there. Oh, what a baby giraffe
Love
is.
that they put that out. I don't know how I missed that last week, but that's cool. And then Kyle, go ahead and explain these other ones.
So I saw this on the Disney Parks Instagram. It's a magic trick performed by Donald. So I wanted you to participate, follow the instructions, and see if Donald's magic trick works.
Now, as you probably remember, I can't hear Instagram videos for some reason.
You don't need to. You need to read.
All right.
The
I'm going to
reading
turn
is
off
more
the
important.
audio. I'm going to turn off the audio. Here we go. Share this tab. Let us do Donald's magic trick. Donald with the cute dance. The astounding Donaldo. Read my mind, if you can find it. 14. 14 is our number. All right. Oh.
He's celebrating.
How in the world? All right, I see how in the world now. Oh, that is hilarious. All right, got to read some of these comments. To be fair, we're always thinking about churros. That's from Disneyland. Wait, how did he? I'm so confused. Just do it twice. You'll feel better. Whoever made this list was definitely thinking about churros. This is very cute. And it's a sign I should eat churros today. That is adorable. That is absolutely adorable. Thank you, Kyle.
You're welcome.
All right, we've reached the point of the show where Kyle shows off just how knowledgeable he is about Disney history by letting us know what happened on this day. On this day in 1954, an actor was born. You know him for his Disney credits, including The Rookie and The Alamo. He is
Costner?
No.
It's the other guy. What is his name?
I mean, come on, Kyle.
I know. I can picture him.
All right, so you just can't come up with a name. That's fair. I'll give you half credit for it. His name is Dennis Quaid.
Yeah, Quaid. Dennis
Quaid. Is it Fred Ramirez? I no longer accept your answers until you confirm that you are not studying for this day in Disney history. Dennis Quaid is the answer. He played Jim Morris in The Rookie. The Alamo, he played Sam Houston. And also, The Alamo came out on this day in 2004, Dennis Quaid's 50th birthday. How about that? Excuse me. On this day, this is not one I'm going to have you guess.
That's the same thing that happened yesterday, where the movie came out on Patricia Arquette's birthday. How
That's
funny.
right. That's right. On this day in 1961, Walt Disney dedicated Snow White's wishing well. How adorable. All right. Here's one for you,
You know
Kyle.
why Snow White's at the top there?
You know. Is that story true or not? I've heard that story so many times and heard it's not true so many times. I mean, obviously, I know she's, but did the Italian soap maker really make them the same size? And that's why they ended up that way?
I don't know.
Yeah, me either. On this day in 1989, Benji says, no, that is not a true story. On this day in 1989, a movie came out. TV movie. It was the second sequel. The first movie was theatrical. I don't know if the second was theatrical or not. I think it was TV. The third was definitely TV. And the only hint I will give you is this time it's 3 instead of 2. 1989.
A TV movie that there are multiples of, and it's 3 instead of
It's
2.
the second sequel, but the thing about this particular edition of the movie is this time it's 3 instead of 2.
Not very
helping.
smart.
Not helping at all. This is The Parent Trap 3,
Okay.
where it involves triplets,
Oh.
starring Barry Bostwick and
Who's
Joy,
Barry Bostwick?
Liana, and Monica Creel. Triplets.
Do you remember, so the thing I just said is a reference to, do you remember the Pepsi Twist commercial?
No.
Where they like, it would probably disturb you. Don't look it up. They like unzip. It's like, oh, I'm not actually this. And it's like,
Oh, yeah, I
a
remember
cute little girl. Then at the end, it's Barry Bostwick. He's like, who's Barry Bostwick?
I remember that exact commercial now that you mention it. All right. And finally, on this day in 2004, I've included a Miramax film here because it was a pretty weak day. This is a movie that starred, I won't say that part. I'll give you the limerick. A girl with a spell to obey did all that the others would say. With courage and charm, she caused quite alarm and danced her own path anyway.
Sorry, what year was this?
2004.
Save the Last Dance?
No, I'll give you another hint. It starred Anne Hathaway, but it was not The Princess Diaries.
Oh,
Miramax. Benji got it down there. Yes.
okay. Good for him.
What is Geo talking about? Fred, you have to confirm that you are not studying
Ella
for this
Enchanted.
day in Disney history.
That was a Miramax movie?
Ella Enchanted. It was a Miramax. That's why I included it. Feels like it was Disney. No, it was Miramax. It's a very young.
So Paramount owns it now? Is that how that works?
I have no idea. All right, it is 10:03. Kyle, do we have anything new?
I was checking earlier and did not see anything.
Don't
of
forget,
interest.
I should give LP's top story of the day so far as like a segment. Our top story of the day so far: WDI debuts new Germany map at Epcot's Karamell-Küche. There you go.
Very exciting.
You just never know. All right, thanks for joining us today. Is this a one-show Wednesday?
I think it's a one-show Wednesday.
All right.
I didn't see anything on the schedule.
We will be back tomorrow at the very same time doing the Thursday edition, which is my second favorite edition of the Disney Morning Show. So please be sure to join us then. Until then, bye-bye.
Why is it your second favorite?
Because then it's almost Friday, and then it's Friday.
And ultimately awesome. Okay, see you then. Bye.